Welcome to the podcast, where we teach you how to create marketing that pops. Get ready for refreshing conversations with industry experts, trendsetters, and creative minds that'll leave you bubbling with inspiration. Get ready to turn up the volume on your business. Let's get popping. Welcome back to Marketing That Pops. I'm Olivia.
And I'm Michelle.
How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are having a good day.
Yes.
So, Michelle, how was your weekend? What did you do?
What did I do? Well, did a little traveling.
Yeah.
So, we went to a client last week. So, got back Friday and unpacked, did laundry. You know, I'm very exciting that way.
Honestly, all I did was sleep last weekend. So, it's like, I wasn't doing anything fun either. Cleaning and, sleeping, you have to do those things.
Right? I know, yes.
Yeah.
Food prepping,
Well, did you watch the Super Bowl?
No.
No? You didn't watch Usher?
No, I didn't. I'm not into football.
Me either. I only watched the halftime show.
Yeah. No, I was telling you how I got, sucked into this Poshmark.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's what I was watching.
Yeah, I can't wait for your stuff to come in so we can see all of your purchases.
Yes. So, let me just tell the backstory here.
Yes.
So, there's this app, it's called, Poshmark, and you can order stuff online. But they have these live shows. So, it's like a streaming where they're just, hey, here's what I have. What are you looking for? And I'll see if I have that. But they really focus on, high-end stuff, like Louis Vuitton bags and Coach and Kate Spade. And I'm learning about all these other brands, and I'm like, I never heard of that one. But they're like, oh, yeah, this is really high-end, expensive. But they slash the prices majorly.
Yeah.
So, I got some good deals.
I know. I can't wait to see.
Wait to get my bags. So.
How did you even, find it?
Gosh, I don't know. I think I've had the app on my phone forever.
Yeah.
And I've never really ordered anything. And then I'm like, well, let me check this out. And I went on there. I think I had ordered, I was looking for this belt that I had I went to this jewelry store a while ago. And I found this really cool belt, and I lost it. And so I was searching. Well, they had it on there.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. And so that's kind of how I fell back into them. And then it's I get notifications about this is happening, hey, blah, blah, blah. And that's kind of, that sucked me in. Those are notifications.
Well, it happens.
It does, yeah.
I can't wait to see though, because I'm gonna have to get on Poshmark and start buying some stuff.
Yeah.
Well, today we're gonna talk about what to do when your client is resistant to changes or your ideas or marketing in general.
Yeah.
So I think we should start off with the pop myth, debunking.
Okay.
Okay. So, do you feel like the client is always right?
Depends on who we're asking. Yeah, who's asking.
Right.
No. I don't necessarily, but I think it's important for us to educate them on and provide stats so that we can let them know that they're wrong. Mm-hmm. But in a very nice way.
Right.
And if they still are resistant, they are the customer, will do what they want. But, as a professional and as an expert, we know what we're doing, and we have the data and the stats to back it up. And so it's just, we need to make sure the clients know, based on our experience with other clients, this is what, we recommend, and here's why. Mm-hmm. And some people just don't care, and they want it their way, and that's fun.
Yeah. I so many people have that philosophy, like, owners and like CEOs of the client is always right. We got to do what the client wants, which obviously they're the ones writing the checks. But, you do have to kind of, I mean, like you said, we're the professionals, and that's why they hired us.
Exactly. Yeah.
What I want to do today is kind of take you guys through kind of like a checklist of things, of a way to go about it, the nice way, so that you can help your client to see from your perspective, give the value, and whatever it is that you're wanting, whatever that change moment is for you. I think the first thing is that you just have to be direct and have transparency, being upfront about what your concerns are. I think that goes a long way.
Yeah, I think that really just depends on what you're talking about. Like if it's like a design or a headline or whatever, just having the data to back up, those things, whatever that may be.
Yeah. And the first thing on my list really is just like listening and learning. Like mostly like when people have resistance to change or resistance in any area, honestly, it's like they just want to be understood, and they just want to be able to say why they think this. And if you can listen to them before kind of bulldozing them with your ideas, I feel like that goes much further, because they're like, oh, well, okay, they really listened they heard me out, they heard my reasoning for, why we do things this way or why we like it that.
Yeah. I think that in all aspects is like the most important thing. It's just that you listen to the client, let them finish. Like, don't be interrupting them, and like truly listen, and like, and try to find a good compromise, of what you want and what the client wants.
Yeah, because oftentimes, like when you are listening to them, I feel like more things come out, and maybe what you were going to do, maybe that isn't the right solution, and you still need to make some tweaks to whatever it is that you're suggesting.
Yeah. And I think sometimes, for example, yesterday we were on a call with a client, and one of the designers was showcasing their new brand guidelines, and one of the fonts, the client had an idea for something different than what we really were thinking, but it kind of like tied in better. So I think, that's stuff that we really need to know about. Like if you have a certain theme, and then that this, say if it's like graffiti, and like there's a graffiti type of font that's like a handwritten type of font, and then that's like good, because then that kind of ties in with everything that they're doing, and their kind of style that they want to get across. Right. So that was like a great conversation, because as we're getting to know the client, sometimes we don't understand everything, and I think that's part of it, is that growing pains when you first start working with a client, just really getting their vibe and understanding like how they want to be perceived.
Yeah. I actually didn't write this down, but the other thing that kind of ties all that in is like building rapport with your client. Like sometimes you have to have that base of that relationship before you can even suggest ideas. Like sometimes you really do just have to like kind of yes man a little bit before you can say like, well, I kind of think maybe we shouldn't do that, because they probably have been burned in the past, and with people just not understanding what their vision, and so when you can build that rapport with a client and have that trust, like your ideas and opinions go so much further.
Yeah.
Next, I would say highlight the risks. So if you are suggesting something where you feel like if we don't make this change, like there a risk or a problem is gonna happen, help them understand we need to make a change, or we need to make some movement in this area because XYZ.
I agree. I don't have much more to say on that, but yes.
Good. Okay, well that means I'm on the nose. Okay, so The next thing I'd say is start small, but we've already said that. Start with small suggestions so that it's not like we want to change everything. We want to change your whole company.
Yeah.
Yeah, just start with small things that you know could make maybe a notable change.
Have those quick wins, like that low hanging fruit. We're not gonna like change everything, but hey, say for example, we have a client that have a terrible logo.
Yeah.
Maybe like we can just update that logo and like enhance it a little bit and baby steps.
Mm-hmm. Another example that I can think of is we've had many clients in the past that have not done this, but like gating content.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were just like, why don't you just put whatever ebook or download that they had on their website behind a form? And they were able to capture so many emails and like actually get contact information for potential clients. And that was just like a really good small success story for them, for us to be like, okay, maybe they do know what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And just like making like those little small things.
Yeah.
Offer compromising solutions. We've said that too. Like Michelle was saying, like when you were suggesting that font, I mean, you guys were able to come up with something even better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I guess like thinking about that, we had a client that sometimes will debate a little on designs, and some of us here are a little more passionate than others about that. But, if the client is really insistent, do some A/B testing. Mm-hmm. So, for example, if it's a email marketing piece, HubSpot allows you to do A/B testing, and then they're going to showcase the one that is getting the better results. And then if you have the data to prove it, then the next time the client's going to be like, okay, you were right. We need to listen to you.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Okay. If you say so. Yeah. So it's just, they need to like trust you. And sometimes it takes some time, like to get the trust.
That's the rapport.
Yeah.
That's that rapport.
Right. Yeah.
This kind of goes hand in hand with all of this, but showcasing your success stories. I feel like I do this all the time with my clients. I will be like, oh, well, my other client is doing this. It's doing really well. Maybe we should try it. They're like, oh, well, if they're doing it and it works, like, yeah, we got to do it. Anytime that you can share different things where it doesn't even have to be your client. Maybe it's something else adjacent in the world that you can say, this is working for them.
Mm-hmm. I think it helps too, like if you are in a certain niche industry, because people are like coming to you because that's your specialty, and they know like, ooh, they've been doing it with these other clients, competitors, and we know, maybe they may be in a totally different state or something, but oh, it worked there. Let's try that. Yeah. See if that works here.
Yes. 2 last things I'd say. So stay patient and be persistent. Just stay the course. Sometimes you just got to keep going until they just give you that little crack in the door, and you can get in there. But be persistent. Keep telling them your ideas, and sometimes they might not see it. But if you keep giving them ideas, that's still great. Like they want to, I mean, anybody would want a good marketing agency or good worker, whoever, to be able to provide good ideas. And it's like, wow, they're still coming up with things.
Yeah. I think something's coming to mind.
Yes.
Of a client situation that we just had, and where their designs tend to be a little busy. Mm-hmm. Too many like words on the design and so forth. I think if you bring that to their attention, then and compare and contrast, like, okay, here's ours, here's yours. Do you see that, this is a little bit busy? Sometimes it's you're not going to get through to them because they like to.
Well, some people are just stuck in their ways.
Yes. And so but in those situations, it's either, yeah, let's like prove like here's what we would like to do, but in the end, they're the client, they're going to do what they want. And it's just, those things happen.
And sometimes you there will be times where you don't align, and
you just have to compromise. And if it's not drastically gonna reduce the results, because that's where the focus needs to be, then let it go. And it's hard sometimes for us creatives to do that, because we're like, no, and because we really like take on our clients as like, that's my baby, like, no, don't mess that up. So it can be a little stressful.
Yes, absolutely. But like Michelle was saying, like when you can show them like, okay, here's what you did, here's what we are providing, and sometimes they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I do see what you're saying here, that there's quite a bit of a difference.
Yeah.
So just stay the course. And then the last thing I would say is just keep evaluating and adjusting as you are staying patient and being persistent. Like just continue to evaluate, maybe like let's say you are doing an email campaign like Michelle said, and they're not really wanting to make too many changes with maybe the headlines or the design. I would just continue to get that data of like, hey, our numbers are kind of going down, like maybe we need to make a change. And at that point, you can inform and say, it's not just because, aesthetically, I don't necessarily like this, but here's the data that is backing that. So we do need to adjust in some way.
Right.
I feel like we went through my whole checklist. Do you have any other
I was just going to
stories,
say
Michelle?
That, if you're questioning like a design or a headline or whatever that may be, you can email us and send us, and we'll give you like our free opinion. You can just email support.
We love giving feedback.
Support at ThrivePop, and we're pretty quick to like know like, yeah, this is gonna work, or no, it's not, or here's a tool you can check headlines and things like that. So we love like looking at designs and stuff. So feel free to send them.
Send them on over. We love it. Okay, well, thanks for tuning in, guys. As always, give us 5 stars.
5 stars. 5 stars. Catch you later.
Bye.
Thanks for listening with us today. Stay tuned for the latest in web marketing and design from ThrivePop. Want to be a pop star? Head over to thrivepop.com/podcast to join our mailing list for episode notifications, sneak peeks, listener feedback, and more.